Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. Our webinar topic is how top event marketers are driving ticketing revenue with SMS marketing. My name is Melissa McKenna, and I'm a Senior Customer Experience Manager here at Hive. So I work directly with many of Hive's customers. If you weren't able to attend our last SMS webinar that happened back in December, so if you did miss that or wanted to rewatch it, you can see that on our website under our video resources. So today we're going to be talking about a few different areas. We're going to start off looking at some SMS strategies for different types of events. We're going to dig into some specific examples of Hive customers. Then we're going to look at best practices for how you can grow your SMS list, a quick look at how SMS and email go hand in hand, especially in the Hive platform. And then we're going to have a look at some popular SMS features in Hive that the customers that we looked at in the earlier examples used to see the success in driving ticketing revenue and growing their list. And then lastly, as I mentioned, I am going to leave time at the end for a Q&A session. So if you have any questions, you can drop them in the Q&A box at the bottom of your Zoom screen. And then we also have a chat section as well. So after today's webinar, we really want you to walk away with an understanding of how other companies in the event space are using SMS and MMS to drive their ticketing sales and their revenue, and then an understanding of how you can apply that to your own SMS strategy. I do want to mention that throughout the webinar and just generally, when people talk about SMS at Hive, we're also including MMS in that. MMS means it's multimedia messaging. So that includes sending images or GIFs, depending on how you pronounce that, through your SMS message. All right, so again, as a thank you for everybody joining us today, one of the attendees today will be a lucky winner of a $100 worth of SMS credits. So, we really want you to see success with SMS and to help somebody here get started today. We will be doing a draw after the webinar for $100 worth of SMS credits. The winner will be announced or contacted via email. So do keep an eye on your inbox to see if you are the lucky winner. So that's something little awesome bonus from our marketing team here at Hive. So to jump in here with SMS strategies for different type of events, we're going to be looking at some very specific examples of campaigns that have generated revenue. And dig into what strategies they have used in order to drive the revenue numbers that we're going to be looking at today. So these are all examples of actual Hive customers. We've anonymized the data just a little bit so you can get an idea of what types of customers we're talking about, but we don't want to, you to measure yourself too closely to one specific brand out there or another. So the first example we're looking at here is a festival. They are a hip hop music festival, and it's a large established festival. So for example, last year, their festival drew over 70,000 attendees. And in preparation for this year's festival in 2024, they sent out 2 pre-sale campaigns last fall. These were SMS messages, and from just 2 messages, they saw $4.3 million in ticket sales. And that came from 7,600 ticket orders. And those 2 messages had an average click-through rate of 14%. So, obviously these are amazing numbers that, from just 2 messages that they were able to see such intense, incredible revenue. Now, I do want to mention when we're looking at these statistics here and, how brands are measuring their success, one statistic that you won't see here that you are likely tracking if you're using Hive for email would be open rates. So with SMS marketing, it's not possible to track open rates, which is why we do look so closely at other metrics, including click-through rate, ticketing orders, and what the overall revenue was that was generated from those SMS campaigns. So, that was just 2 SMS campaigns. They have been using Hive for SMS since last summer or summer of 2023. So of course, they are sending out a number of other types of SMS campaigns that led up to the success of those two pre-sale campaigns that they sent out. So when they came to Hive, they had already been using SMS at another company or another platform. So they did have a bit of an established list when they kicked things off. And what they did, and I especially want brands who may be in the same boat that are using another platform right now to keep this in mind, that when they started sending SMS through Hive, one of the first SMS campaigns they sent was a re-engagement campaign. So they reintroduced their SMS subscribers to their new toll-free number that they were using through Hive. And, to kind of get people to stay opted in, they also ran a contest to win free tickets from that first SMS campaign. When they are sending SMS, they do a lot of generating buzz by announcing their lineup via SMS. So they keep that sort of idea of exclusivity. So it's, a little bit of insider news for their SMS subscribers. This hip hop festival also does a great job of capitalizing on holidays by offering discounts on their tickets to their festival to their SMS subscribers. And they also do a lot to amplify excitement with artist-specific SMS messages. Now, of course, they are a festival, so they have a lot of artists that they're promoting, and each of those artists will have different fans. So they do a good job of calling out those different artists to build excitement leading up to the festival. Now, one other thing that a lot of companies ask about is, in order to see that revenue, who are they targeting and who are they reaching out to? When they started using SMS with Hive, this festival brand here, their subscriber list for SMS was at about 30,000 SMS subscribers. As they've used Hive, that list has grown at its largest to around 80,000 subscribers. But they also send smaller SMS campaigns to more targeted groups that range anywhere from about 1,500 subscribers to about 3,500 subscribers. I'll also mention that this festival brand sends both SMS and MMS marketing. So they combine just plain text campaigns with campaigns that include the image for their festival. Obviously they're going to have great graphics to go along with promoting their festival. So they do a great job of combining those two things. So to take a look at some of the specific text messages that they've sent, I mentioned that they do a reveal of their lineup. So this is an example of a text that they did send out not too long ago. We did, again, remove some specific identifiable details, but otherwise it's the exact same text that they sent out. So for this lineup reveal, they sent it to all of their SMS subscribers. It said the 2024 lineup is here, little fire emoji, tickets on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific, see full lineup, and they included a link to where people could view the lineup on their website. The results from this was a 25% click-through rate, and they saw 2,400 ticket orders. So just from that one text that they sent. They also sent out pre-sale texts. Again, they sent this to all their SMS subscribers. The one here on the right had a 15% click-through rate and saw 4,200 ticketing orders. So, even an increase from that lineup reveal. And in the content of that text, they said the loyalty pre-sale starts today at 10 a.m. Pacific. First access to tickets before anyone else. All ticket types starting at $75 deposit for a limited time only, and they included a passcode. And again, the link there. Now, one thing I particularly like about these texts, which seems like a small thing, but they include the local time zone of when those tickets are on sale. Your audience may be traveling and in a different time zone, or it could be that their home time zone is different than where your event venue or festival or fair is going to be taking place. In North America, there are so many different time zones. So it is a small detail, but it helps keep people all on the same page about when something is going to be happening if you have a specific date that the tickets or the event is going to be taking place. So two other styles of text that they send out. One would be when the tickets go on sale. So again, they sent this to all of their SMS subscribers, but they excluded their pre-sale. So people who had already purchased via pre-sale, they felt that they didn't need to target those people. So the results of this, they saw 12% click-through rate and 190 ticket orders. So for them, pre-sale, as I mentioned and showed those results at the beginning, pre-sale is really, really huge. So their tickets on sale, of course, they're still seeing sales, but it's not quite as large. So, this text here said it's time, tickets are on sale now, limited tickets starting at $100 deposit. And again, they included the link to make it nice and easy for their audience to go and click right through to their ticketing website. They also send out a discount text. So this was targeted to people who have not yet purchased. So those SMS subscribers, which you can do in Hive. And the results from that, it had a 3.4% click-through rate. So a little bit lower click-through rate than some of the others, but still had over 1,000 ticket orders from this one text. And the content of this text, it said, secure your ticket for just $25 down with our discount plan this holiday break. Limited time only. And then they put the date of when it ends again and included the ticketing link. I did like about this text that they specifically mentioned it was limited time only, so creating that sense of urgency, but did still make sure to let them know when it ends. So it wasn't like a never-ending limited time only type of offer. The other type of, event marketer and event type that we're going to be looking at is an annual state fair. This state fair sent out just 6 SMS messages last year promoting their annual state fair that took place last fall. So from just these 6 texts that they sent out, they saw $15,000 in ticket sales. That came from 400 ticket orders, and they had an average click-through rate of 14%. Now, this state fair is a multi-day fair. I believe it takes place over the course of almost 2 weeks. And over that period, they typically see about 250,000 visitors. So a lot of people are going to be coming in. Now, as I mentioned, this was their first time using SMS with Hive, so they were still getting their audience primed. So I, anticipate for them to see even more success next year. But from, just 6 messages, these are really great revenue numbers for ticket orders and ticketing sales. Now, what did they do with those 6 messages to see that type of success? So one thing was that they offered exclusive discounts to their SMS subscribers. So, giving those subscribers that added value, that they're getting something exclusive that may not be available to other, ticket buyers. What I really like is that they always included a link to direct those subscribers to their ticketing site. So they always made it really, really easy to, for somebody receiving the text to open it up and right away click through. No need to, Google their website, Google the ticketing site, just one click and they were directed to the ticketing site. They also sent multiple countdown reminders to generate excitement. Sometimes I hear as a concern from our customers that, they don't want to send too many text messages, but leading up to an event, people want to get excited. They want to feel included. So, reminding them on a regular basis is a really nice thing to do. And they also continued promoting the event even after the event had started and was ongoing to reach those last minute ticket buyers via SMS. So, they continue to reach out to people because they know that people's plans change. And, some people are a little bit last minute than others. Now, as I mentioned, this state fair, they started using SMS just last summer, and the SMS campaigns that they sent that we're going to be looking at in a moment were sent to anywhere from about 9,500 subscribers to 11,000 subscribers. So again, very attainable in terms of list growth for many of our customers to reach, those types of subscriber numbers. So the types of campaigns that they sent out, so one of them was a save the date. They sent this in advance of the fair happening. This was sent to anyone who had not yet purchased tickets. It saw an 11% click-through rate and resulted in 30 ticketing orders. So this was a reminder text. They said the fair, is less than 17 days away. Make sure you save the date. And if you don't have your ticket yet, here's a 20% discount. And again, that direct ticketing link. They also sent a know before you go text, which is very common. It helps set the stage for what people can expect. But what I liked about this is that it was sort of a combined text for people who have already bought tickets, but also people who have not yet bought tickets. So they decided to send this to all of their SMS subscribers because they were targeting both of those groups. This had a 12% click-through rate and resulted in 100 ticketing orders. So the text or the content of the text read, announcement, the fair is happening this Friday. Ensure you're well prepared. And if you haven't secured your ticket yet, don't miss the chance to enjoy a 20% discount by visiting the link here. For visitor information, including details on parking and directions, please refer to, and again, this link here. So, making sure that they're catching both of those people. If you haven't bought a ticket yet, it's letting people know that you might be far behind. Some people have already bought their ticket and are already looking for information on details and parking. So, it creates a little bit of potential FOMO for those people who haven't yet bought tickets. Two other examples of content of SMS that they have sent. They sent a last chance SMS campaign. Again, they sent this to all of their SMS subscribers. This campaign saw a 13% click-through rate and resulted in 90 ticketing orders. And the content of that text said, update less than 24 hours to go. Don't miss out on your last chance to grab our 20% discount before our regular prices kick in. So letting people know that if you don't buy now, you're probably going to pay more money for your ticket. Again, visit this link here for more information and then check your email for additional details. And they included some fun little emojis in there. So, making sure that people know that, the event is coming soon, the countdown is on, you're only 24 hours away from the event starting. And then, as I mentioned earlier, they also sent a final offer after the event had already started. So again, they sent this to all of their SMS subscribers. It had a 16% click-through rate and resulted in 120 ticket orders. The content of the text said, final update, the 2023 fair is a blast, everyone's having a great time, but remember, it all ends soon. Don't miss out, get your tickets now at this link and join the excitement. So again, reaching those last minute ticket buyers, creating that sense of FOMO, that fear of missing out. They saw 120 ticketing orders, so clearly people are willing to buy last minute. So if you still have tickets available, it's worth continuing to send those SMS messages, while your event is ongoing, if it's a longer event, or if it's a one night or one time event, sending that message out, even at the last minute, you can try and capture a few of those last minute ticket sales. So the last category that we're going to be looking at are live music venues. So this example here, again, is a Hive customer. Now they have been using SMS with Hive for 12 months. So as I'm going through these numbers, I want you to imagine if you were to start using SMS today or sometime soon, where could you be in 12 months? So what additional revenue could you potentially be bringing in through SMS? And what could your SMS efforts look like in a year's time from now? So in 12 months, so a whole year of using SMS, this live music venue has seen $98,000 in ticket sales from SMS. That has resulted from 3,800 ticketing orders. And they've had an awesome average click-through rate of 24%. Now that's just the average. So that means that some of their, click-through rates, are, even higher than 24%, which is fantastic. Now, this example we're looking at, they're a live music venue. They have multiple rooms in their venue. So they do sometimes have events happening at the same time or simultaneously. And to give you a little bit of insight into what their past 12 months have looked like, they've sent 120 texts in the past year. So that's about 10 texts on average per month, which, I think is pretty attainable for most of our clients and customers that we work with. And in their SMS usage, they primarily use it to promote their sales, promotions, and efforts to sell out available last minute tickets to get, again, what I just mentioned with the fair, making sure that they're, trying to hone in on any of those last minute ticket buyers to get all of their events to be sellouts. So their recipe for success in the past year, the things that they have been working on is that they target contacts who have not yet purchased tickets, and they specifically reach out to them with details to claim in-person discounts, which is something that I really, really like. And when we get to it, I'll talk a little bit more why I like that approach so much. They always include a link to direct SMS subscribers to their ticketing site when possible. An exception to that would be the in-person discounts that are mentioned above. They also send a reoccurring weekly SMS campaign. Many of our customers send reoccurring weekly email campaigns. So to do the same with your SMS campaign, I think would be a really easy switch for some of our customers to start making. They also capitalize on holidays to create excitement and promote ticket sales. So they're leaning into that excitement that already exists around those holidays and those special days in the calendars. A lot of shoppers now expect to see exclusive deals around holidays. This is an, especially common tactic for e-commerce companies. I feel like we all know how flooded our inboxes get around, Christmas and New Year's. And big summer blowout sales and things like that. So, let's take a look at some of those actual specific text messages that they're sending out. So I mentioned that they send out that weekly reoccurring campaign. This is sent out on the same day each week. So it creates that, expectation for their own customers when they can expect an SMS campaign. They send this to all of their SMS subscribers, their entire list, regardless of whether they've bought tickets or not. And this example here from one of their recent weekly campaigns saw a 23% click-through rate and resulted in 150 ticketing orders. They keep their texts, for the most part, really short and concise. So, the name of their venue, they send it on Wednesdays, starts at noon. They send, today's code or that for that week was Funk Yeah. And they include a link to this week's eligible shows for the discount with that code that they're including there. I mentioned that they also send out those SMS about last minute tickets. This one here for their audience, they target it to a genre segment. So people who had bought tickets in the past to the genre for the show that was happening that night, as well as people who had not yet purchased tickets to the event that was happening that night. Now for the results, these sales were happening in person at their box office at the event. So we don't have, revenue numbers from the Hive platform to show you. But as you can see in the text content below, it says tonight, show this text at the box office before 9 p.m. for 50% off tonight's show. It's a 21 plus show. So what I really love about this is that this venue is taking all of the work that their marketing team is doing on the sort of online world and bringing it into the real world by somebody showing up at the venue with their phone, showing the text to the box office manager and getting that discount. So obviously you can sort of envision if you are the person standing in line behind them, you hear that they're getting the discount, you're going to ask, how did you get that? So it's, creating and bringing in what they're doing at their venue into their online marketing efforts. And I really love that. Now, two other styles of texts that they tend to send out, as I mentioned, are they do a lot of promotions. So in this example of a promotion text, it was sent to, again, all of their SMS subscribers. It had a 30% click-through rate. So as I mentioned, they do have some really high click-through rates and resulted in 85 ticket orders. The content of this text said, huge, it's a buy one, get one free ticket sale, starts at noon for most shows. Use the code SPRINGBOGO, buy one, get one, this week's eligible shows. And again, they included a link. So, letting people know where they can go and get those get that deal. Everybody loves a BOGO. So it's nice and easy. And it's a familiar type of sale for their customers. Similar to what the festival that I talked about earlier, they also do holiday tie-ins. So events and sales that are around a holiday or a special day during the year. So in this example here, they sent it out to a genre segment. So people who had purchased tickets to shows of a similar genre in the past. This text had a 25% click-through rate and resulted in 19 ticket orders. And this was sent right after New Year's Eve. So the content of the text said, infamous holiday hangover sale, snag 2 tickets for $60 plus fees. Offer begins now through Sunday, and they gave the date and then the time while supplies last. And once again, they include the link. So, kind of leaning into, their audience, maybe being a little hungover after celebrating on the New Year's and giving them something like a little bit of a discount to hopefully make them feel a little bit better. All right, so the next section we're going to look at is best practices to grow your SMS list. Before we get into this, though, if you have any questions, I want you to feel free to put those in the chat in the Q&A section, I guess, whatever you prefer. And while people are doing that, I'm actually going to throw up a poll here to see how many people are already using SMS marketing or planning to. So if you want to vote there, whether yes, you are, not yet, but you're planning to, or maybe there's somebody here today who are just saying it's not in our plan at all at the moment. But you're here hopefully because you're curious. So I'm just going to give a few more moments for people to put in their answers there. Awesome. So it looks like we're fairly split between yes, we are using SMS and not yet, but we're planning to. So that means, hopefully there's a lot of learning if you're already on your SMS journey. But if you're not in there yet, you've got still lots of time to jump into it here. And if you're not in there yet, maybe one of your goals is to grow your SMS list and capture those new SMS subscribers. So let's get into that. So one of the most ideal ways to grow your SMS list would be through collecting them at opt-in at your ticketing provider's checkout. So during that checkout flow. With Hive, we have a lot of ticketing integrations, and the integrations that we are able to collect SMS opt-in through are eTix, Venue Pilot, and Shopify. So this screenshot here on the right, this is from an eTix checkout flow. So when somebody is buying a ticket through the eTix platform, the ticket buyer is able to click the opt-in box that says, by selecting this box, you agree to receive, promotional messages via SMS marketing. So of course, that would be, one of the easiest ways to collect it if you are using one of these integrations. But if you're not, there are still other options in the Hive platform. So one of those would be putting up embedded sign-up forms directly on your website. So capturing those fans of your venue, your festival, your fair, right on their site when they're browsing and looking at other, events and other things that are going on. So you can put any of our embedded forms directly in your header. So at the top of your website, another common place would be down in your footer. Or you could place it on a separate sign-up page, on your website somewhere else. And when you're setting up an embedded sign-up form in Hive, you can include phone number, as you can see here in the screenshot on the right. This is a sign-up form from the festival day in, day out. They have just beautiful graphics, so I'm personally a big fan of the work that they do. And you can see, when they're getting people to sign up with their first name, last name, and email, they're also including phone number there in the same area. So definitely something that I would suggest, everybody has, right on their website, as many places as possible as you can get people to sign up and give you their information, because some people, have different preferences about where they will want to give you that information. So another option would be a pop-up form. So, this would be when somebody first comes to your website, it would pop right up and it puts it right in their face front and center. So it's really great for grabbing their attention. I personally really recommend pop-up forms. I've seen a lot of success with our customers with these. especially if you are going to be driving a lot of new traffic to your website. So if you're going to be having a big announcement on your website, tickets go on sale, people may go to your website to find them first, and trying to capture their phone number then is a really good opportunity. Because it pops up, they don't have to go looking for it on your site. So it's something I would recommend, setting up or trying out. The one here on the right is from Pitchfork Festival in Chicago, and they have it, nice bright colors that they've included. And you'll may notice here that they're only collecting phone numbers, as that was one of their primary goals, is growing their SMS list. So gorgeous, gorgeous little bright graphic that they've got there. Now, actually, before I hop over here, I do want to mention that, those embedded forms and pop-up forms, you can create those in our sites. I wanted to call them out because they are two of the most commonly used methods for collecting signups. But we do have some other areas in Hive that you can collect signups. You could use our contest feature or our pre-sale feature. So there are other methods, but certainly putting these forms on your website, we are already going to be driving traffic, and they can just live there once you sort of set it and forget it, is often very easy for a lot of our customers. All right, so again, before I jump here into how email and SMS go hand in hand, I want to remind you again, if you have any questions, please put them in the chat or in the Q&A. I'm going to throw up again another little poll here. All righty, let's take a look. Let's look at, for your SMS content, what content do you find to be the most effective when promoting events? So this is a multiple choice. So if you've got, a few different things that you think might be the answer here, what is going to be, what's going to help you see the best results? Even if you're not sending SMS yet, I think a lot of people may have a bit of a gut feeling, whether it's pre-sale announcements, new event announcements, those know before you go reminders, surveys, purchase confirmations, or those discounts and promotions, which we do see fairly frequently. Let me give people a few moments to, I could see the answers rolling in, so I'll give you a few moments to select what you think there in the poll. All righty. Okay. So I like that there is, a bit of a bit, like, obviously some strong winners that came out there: pre-sale announcements, new event announcements, and discounts and promotions, winning by just a very slight margin. So, from the examples we've looked at already today, discounts and promotions, including those VIP offers, are one of the content styles we see people using most frequently. So I'm really happy to see that everyone else agrees that that is one of the most effective methods. The next closest winner would be pre-sale announcements, which is no surprise, considering that when we looked at that hip hop music festival's example earlier that had those really great revenue numbers, they came from a pre-sale campaign. So to jump here into how email and SMS go hand in hand, I just wanted to quickly touch on this because so many of our customers who are using Hive start off using us for email. But email and SMS really can go together, go hand in hand, and work in synchronization with one another. So what can that look like? Why would you want to put these two things together? The first would be list growth. So using email and SMS together invites your fans, you can invite your fans to opt into SMS via your email campaigns. So one common method for growing your list that we see is lots of our customers have a very large email subscriber list. So sending a campaign out to them saying, hey, we're really excited. We've got this VIP, special friends SMS list now. Here's how you can sign up. So, capitalizing on the fans that you already have. And by using these two things together, you can do strategically timed campaigns, so sending SMS and email out together. Encouraging people to join both of those lists enables you to tailor your messages based on preferences. It also allows you to get a wider reach, so you can tap into those different demographics and preferences, because as I just mentioned, not everybody will prefer the same marketing or communication channels. So this allows you to, tap into what your audience may prefer. Some individuals may prefer more detail, which you can certainly get into in an email campaign, and some prefer just really quick messages, which you can send through an SMS. You can also, by combining these two, ensure that you're sending really timely communications. So you could use SMS for, quick things like event reminders, really quick exclusive offers, and then save your emails for more detailed information, for including links to, all of your shows, those graphics, those, your posters and things like that. And then, if you like, just use SMS for those shorter, more concise communications. And then, of course, having those two things together results in more conversion, so more ticket sales. So sending out both an SMS and an email to your fans allows them to engage and drive those ticket sales. So there's multiple opportunities for somebody to hear about your upcoming event and get excited about it. Instead of just relying on one communication channel, which isn't, necessarily going to be the best communication for everybody. This helps to spread your efforts across multiple channels to drive those ticket sales and increase your revenue. Alrighty, so we're going to take a look now here at some popular SMS features that are in the Hive platform. Many of our SMS features were built to help our customers save time. And the features that I'm going to be looking at today are features that have been used by those customer examples that we looked at earlier. So the fair, the festival, and the music venue. So the first one here is recommended SMS campaigns. So you can find this in the Hive platform by going into your campaign section on your left-hand menu and then into SMS, and you'll see it appear when you go to create a brand new campaign. So you can see that there are some pre-created SMS templates. When you click into them, they include pre-built audience filters as well as suggested text copy. One thing we heard from some of our customers was, we don't know who we should be targeting. We don't know what we should be saying to them. And this allows you to just at a click, create an SMS campaign that is pre-built for a pre-sale registration, as you can see in the screenshot there, or an on-sale alert or an upsell offer. So it takes any of the guesswork out of, what should we be sending people. I find these are especially helpful for small teams who time saving is really, really crucial for them. But even if you're a larger team and, maybe not everybody is coming with the same knowledge base about SMS, this, makes things really, really easy and allows you to build campaigns in minutes. So it's going to save you time. It's going to help you boost your ticket sales. Depending on which template you use, foster VIP relationships, and increase, awareness of your upcoming events by using these populated SMS campaigns. So again, you can find this right in Hive in your SMS campaign builder when you're creating a new campaign. The next feature that we, released fairly recently in Hive would be event workflows. So if you have a ticketing, your ticketing company integrated with your Hive account, when you're on the dashboard, you should see at the top of your dashboard sort of tiles with images for your upcoming events. If you were to click on one of those, you'll be brought here into our event workflows, where we again have targeted templates to promote, in this case, that specific event. So if you have something coming up in 2 weeks or a month, or whatever that time frame may be, you can click into it from your Hive dashboard, be brought right here, and again, have those suggested audience segmentation options, and then when you click into it, see SMS copies specific to your event. One of the sort of favorite Hive features that I hear customers talk about again and again is when you're building an email campaign, you can bring in the event block. This works very similar to that. So if you were to build an email campaign using this event workflow, when you click into building an SMS campaign, it'll pop you into the SMS campaign builder, and it'll bring in your event image, the date and time, as well as the link to sell tickets directly for that event. So again, it's going to save you a lot of time. It's going to be specific to that event and take any of the guesswork out of, what should we be sending, when should we be sending it, and who should we be targeting it to. So, in this screenshot example here, you could be targeting genre ticket buyers. So people who've bought tickets to the genre of that show. That could be coming up in the future. Recent ticket buyers, so targeting people who have bought tickets in the recent past, but probably already primed for buying something else. Maybe you want to target your big spenders. If they probably have the funds to attend your upcoming event, you could target those people. Or maybe if you have shows at multiple venues, you want to target people just at one venue who, again, have bought tickets in the past. So this, takes a lot of that guesswork out of creating those SMS campaigns and allows you to easily and successfully market your event to your fans and SMS subscribers. Now, one thing that I don't want to forget about is automations. So everything we've talked about so far, those are building specific one-off SMS campaigns. But automations can save you a ton of time. Again, I love to call these out for smaller teams because you can set it and forget it and just kind of let them go and go and go. So in the Hive platform, again, under your campaigns area, we have our automations. And what I love about our automations is that we have both pre-built and customizable options. So as you can see in the screenshot, we have a welcome, we have the keyword auto response for SMS, we have a happy birthday, pre and post event reminders. So those are all pre-built for you. But we also have a build your own. So if there's something else that, you want to target your audience based on, or that, there's a different use case, you can build your own. Within our automations, you can add in delays and wait times to make sure you're sending those timely messages and those really relevant SMS campaigns. And then you can also add in triggers based on customer actions to, again, make sure it feels like a personalized experience for the person receiving those SMS campaigns. One thing I really like, with SMS is to lean into that personalization. For many people receiving an SMS on their phone, it still can feel like a bit of a personal message, where for many of us, our inbox, can feel a little bit more generic because there is a lot of communication going on in there. So anything you can do to, try and make it feel a little bit more personalized where they are in their customer journey with you or leading up to an event. You can do that with an automation depending on how you want to set it up. And all of three of the event companies that I talked about with those examples earlier, the festival, the fair, and the music venue, are all using automations in different ways. I definitely recommend setting up a welcome campaign if you are getting people to sign up new and join your list. Most people now, if they're just signing up for the first time, they're going to want to make sure and confirm that they did, in fact, sign up successfully. So if, you only have time to set up one, that would be what I would recommend right away. All right, so I'm going to throw up one last poll here before we sort of end things today. And that poll is going to be on, what challenges you may be facing with SMS marketing. So is, your main challenge currently building your subscriber list? Is it crafting compelling SMS content? Is it maybe complying with SMS regulations, because those regulations are different for SMS than email? Maybe you're a small team, so limited bandwidth is an issue with all of your other marketing efforts. Or it could be that, you want to avoid seeming spammy to your customers and your subscribers. So I'm going to give everybody a few moments to put their answers into that poll. Again, if you have any questions, please drop them in the Q&A. I have a couple members from the Hive team joining me in answering and, keeping an eye on the chat. So you could put them in there, but, definitely drop them in the Q&A if you have questions. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end that there. So it looks like, a fair number of people are, building their subscriber list still, working on that. But then the other, closest challenge would be avoiding seeming spammy to our customers. Now, what's really interesting, and this is just a quick little story here, is that I'm based in Canada. And in Canada, we have some different regulations about who can send SMS messages. I know that a lot of our customers are based, at Hive in the States. And, leading up to the election, I hear that, there is a little bit of noise coming from, political campaigns reaching out to consumers. So I definitely understand, wanting to be mindful of what you're sending your customers. And if you have any concerns and questions, the Hive team is always here to answer them, whether you have a dedicated customer success manager like myself or our support team. If, that is one of your concerns, reach out to us and ask for our, advice and assistance. We love to give that. And speaking of that, as one more thank you for joining us today, we are offering for everybody here with us the opportunity to book a one-on-one call with Hive's Director of Growth, Anka, for a free consultation on SMS and MMS sending. So Anka is a wealth of knowledge. Anybody can take advantage of this. If you have a customer success manager, if you have, maybe a smaller account and you just are reaching out to support team, you can reach out and book a one-on-one call with Anka. So on that call, that could include how to set up SMS in your account if you're just getting started, tips and tricks for building and growing your SMS list, ideas for how you can segment your list for targeting data, as well as, how after you're sending your campaign, can you track and measure the performance and success of that? So I hope everybody tries to take advantage of that, because I am super excited that we are offering this opportunity with Anka today. And I do want to mention that the contact details for setting up this call will be sent after the webinar today, along with a recording of the webinar, a copy of this content deck that we've been looking at. So you could go ahead and book that call after you receive that email campaign. All right, so I did leave a little bit of time here for a Q&A session. So our team has been diligently putting some information here for questions that have been coming in. So let me just take a look. Ooh, one fantastic question is, how do we get our ticketing provider to add the opt-in integration at checkout? Now, I did kind of at the beginning of the webinar go over that one of the ways to grow your list is getting that opt-in directly through the checkout flow with your ticketing provider. We do currently offer it with two of our ticketing integrations. That would be eTix and Venue Pilot. We would love to expand that offering of, including other ticketing providers. So if you have a close relationship with your ticketing platform, please let your rep know. The reason it's not available is because we're not currently receiving that data from those ticketing providers, but that, we would love to expand that. So if you wanted to put a little small bug in their ear about that, you could definitely do that. And then, hopefully at some point in the near future, we will have other ticketing platforms pulling that data in. So somebody else mentions that they, are using eTix for that. So this is a sort of related question. They mentioned that it would be nice if they could tailor the wording on the opt-in sign-up box. So, I think I'm a little unclear if it could be that they're referring to the opt-in that's on eTix's website during the actual checkout flow process. That text, from my understanding, was created by the eTix team. So I don't know if that is something you're able to edit on the eTix website directly. However, with Hive, most of some or most of the places in the platform where you're collecting opt-in, we have put in some language. You could edit it slightly if you have like an internal legal team that has strong preferences in order to comply with, how things are set up legally for you guys. But, you do want to keep it easy to understand for people. You don't want to add in a lot of legal jargon. You want to make sure that when people are giving you their opt-in consent, that is explicit and they're understanding truly what they're opting in to receive. So, it is possible to opt to edit that text a little bit if you're using a Hive collection method. But again, please be mindful of any changes that you make when you are editing that type of text. Somebody asks about a pop-up form that they have right now for emails, and they want to know, is it possible to do the same thing for phone numbers? So yes, if you created your pop-up form through Hive, that pop-up form, wherever you created in the Hive, in the Hive platform, it should still be there in your account. So what you could do is if you wanted on the same form to collect both email and phone number, you could edit that in your Hive account, then copy the HTML code and put that on your website to update the form that's on your site. So it's collecting both email and phone number together. If you just want to collect phone number or just want to collect email and have them separate, you could also set up your pop-up form that way. Let's see. Somebody asks, what do you think is the best practice for building a cadence for live music venues? So of course, this is going to depend on how many shows you are promoting, whether you have multiple shows going on a weekend. In that case, it's not likely going to be possible to send out an individual text about every single show to your entire list. So you could work on segmenting your list to, promote those shows leading up to the event. It depends also on, how you are currently promoting it through email. Like, do you announce all of your shows at once? Do you announce them as one-offs? You could do a bit of a weekly that says, here's the link to all of our upcoming shows. So people are used to seeing where they can find all of the information. I especially like that idea. And then for those smaller events, that are genre specific, send it out to people who've previously bought tickets to that genre in the past, to get people excited that are likely going to be interested in that show. Let's see. Somebody asked about the capacity of the music venue. I think that was for the example that we talked about earlier. As I mentioned, they have more than one room in their venue for having events. I believe one capacity for one of the rooms is around 900 or 1,000 capacity. And then the other is a smaller room, which has about 450 or 500 people that are allowed to attend those events. So just to kind of give some, context for, when they're sending out their campaigns, how many people can actually fit in those rooms where they're having their shows. The next question here is, what is the weekly drop-off for the live venue weekly campaigns? The customer added, or the person added a little bit of context that they tend to do a lot of segmentation to avoid, spamming their ticketing buyers, which is fantastic. Just like with email, you want to be, segmenting some of your SMS campaigns. There are going to be exceptions. We will send it to all of your subscribers. But, please do use segmentation. So, we tend to see some of our venues, if they're sending out more than one a week, maybe 3 to 4 SMS messages, pretty targeted ones. You are going to see some people unsubscribe. I am not a person who is afraid of unsubscribes, and I try to encourage the customers that I work with to also not be afraid of that. People unsubscribing through SMS, it's very easy for them, which to stay in compliance with regulations, it does need to be. So it, again, depends on how many you're sending to. If your list is very large, you're going to see more drop-offs, but it is common for each of your SMS campaigns to see some drop-off there. And in my opinion, that is part of maintaining a healthy list. You want people on your list to be engaged, subscribers. You want people on there, who want to be receiving your content and who are clicking through and engaging and buying those tickets from you at the end of the day. Ideally don't want to be sending out to large groups of people if they're just not engaging and not really interested in your content. It's going to depend a bit on how many people you're sending to, and what method you use to collect those signups. Like, were they legitimately interested in receiving the content from your brand, for example? But don't be afraid of that. It's part of maintaining good list health to see a little bit of drop off. All right. Oh, no, I've got a few more down here. Okay, excellent question. Somebody wants to know if I could briefly discuss the opt-in automation that could be created by texting a keyword to the provided number. They want to know if there's a way to shorten the number. So it's sort of a two-part question. So what they're referring to is the keyword auto response automation that we have. So one other way for collecting signups is to get people to text a keyword to your Hive toll-free number. So that can be whatever keyword you want. For example, text join and be, opted into our list. And then ideally you would have that automation that sends an auto response that says, thanks for joining us. Here's what kind of content you can expect to receive. With that automation, you pick the keyword. So I try to keep it short, something that people aren't going to misspell or misunderstand. It could just be your name, but it can be anything you like. And then make sure that you have something that auto responds back to them, letting them know that they were successful in joining. Now, the second part to this question was, is there a way to shorten our phone number? Or is it always the full toll-free number? So with Hive, when you start using SMS, all of our customers are automatically assigned a toll-free phone number, and that's given to you for free. It's a random number. But there are other types of phone numbers that exist. So what this person is referring to with a shorter version of a phone number is what's called a short code. So that would be a 5 to 6 digit phone number. A lot of people, see them on bus ads and things like that for very large companies. So it is possible to set up a short code with Hive. There is an additional cost, a monthly cost for that. And there is a little bit of a longer process for getting a short code. I believe the application process, because it has to go through the mobile carriers and the mobile providers. It's about 6 to 10 weeks to apply for that. Short codes are really great if you're sending a very high volume of SMS campaigns, so a lot of messages to a lot of recipients. If that's something you're interested in exploring, definitely feel free to reach out to our support team, or you could chat about it with Anka on your one-on-one call with her or your customer experience manager. I know we're just here at time, so I'm only going to answer a couple more here. As I mentioned, we will be sending over the recording afterward, after the webinar today. So, you can sort of see some of the answers to these questions, and, perhaps we may try to answer a few of those in there as well. So one other question here is, someone says that, they're struggling a bit with building contests that encourage SMS subscription. And they want to know if it is possible to add this as an available step in contests in Hive. This person says it could be a game changer for SMS list growth plan. So one part of my answer to that is when somebody is going through a contest and entering a contest, you can collect phone number in sort of like that beginning entry step where people are putting their email address and their name. So there should automatically already be a phone number box there. Specifically, I think you need to change the setting or the entry method to manual only. There is an option for like Facebook sign up, for example. So, you may just need to adjust your settings. But the second part to my answer is that there may be soon, a more contest-focused feature coming out with Hive for SMS specifically. So definitely stay tuned for that. SMS is huge for us here at Hive. We're really, really excited about it. And we do have, new features that we are planning on rolling out later this year for SMS. So, stay tuned for future webinars for that. and for any new announcements for any new features that we do release. So because we are at time, I want to thank everybody again for joining us today. As I mentioned at the beginning, one lucky attendee today will win $100 worth of SMS credits. That will be done through a draw. So keep an eye on your inbox to see if you are that lucky winner. But regardless, we will be sending out an email that includes the deck, the recording of the webinar, and the information to set up that one-on-one meeting with our Director of Growth, Anka. So I hope everybody enjoyed today's webinar. If you have any feedback, suggestions, and ideas of future webinars you would like to see, please feel free to let us know. We love to receive feedback here at Hive. All right, thank you again so much, everybody. Hope you have a good afternoon.